Now, in QPR footy just gone over the weekend, UQ absolutely dealt out a shellacking to the Brethren, 36-22. And speaking of, we thought we'd get it on the blower to help us dissect it. It's T-Bone Moloney, the brothers skipper. Round of applause for T-Bone. How are you, T-Bone? Oh, no, what's going on? Oh, you've turned your mic off, T-Bone. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
How you going, T-Bone?
Very well. Thanks for having us, fellas.
No, you're in the toilet, mate.
Little old brick house. Brick shit house.
Well, T-Bone, mate, I sort of touched on it just then. Not the result you guys would have wanted. UQ just far too strong on the day for you boys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a disappointing result, but they certainly sort of set the tone with their defence in that opening quarter. We're sort of down their end for a good part of that, and they held us out quite convincingly. And then they sort of went 80 odd metres and put 7 points on us. So heartbreaking, but they're certainly the better side yesterday.
They are T-Bone friends here, mate. They're definitely one of those sides that if you don't start well against them, they can punish you, and that's obviously what sort of happened yesterday. How did you pull up, mate? That was a pretty physical game and fucking fast.
The body's a bit sore. I was just talking to my boss this morning. It's not much fun to be emotionally sore, physically sore, and hungover.
Sad beers. How about the sad beers? Careers.
But it was a very physical game. Those boys certainly dealt it, and I think towards the end there it was just trying to throw everything at them, and they certainly held us up right when it counted.
I saw big Dusty sucking through a straw about the 60th minute, and he gets stuck in the mud a couple of times. And I was just like, because I was like, I might do a bit of a preseason next year, get my 5 games. And I saw that, I'm like, absolutely not.
When you got the likes of Jock Campbell, Matt Greeley, Kalani Thomas running back at you on the short side,
so agile.
I was next to him in that line, and UQ had done their homework on getting us to in that part of the park.
And T-Bone, mate, obviously losing someone like James O'Connor 2 minutes into the game, someone, obviously with his skill set and his experience in a preliminary final, it can hurt. But, you guys obviously, you've got a lot of playmakers on the field. Do you think, James, you guys missed his sort of leadership and experience throughout the game?
Oh, absolutely. Like, you're not going to have a Wallabies 10 come out of your team and not recognise that it's made a bit of a difference. I guess we are fortunate, as you mentioned, Doss, with the other playmakers. I mean, we had the Queensland Reds 10, Lawson, step up for us there. And, him having probably not played there much for us, may have made things sort of not what we were used to potentially, but, there was still 14 other blokes or 15 other blokes that have been in this group for long enough. And, we just probably didn't react to it well enough and maybe got our heads down a bit once he was injured.
Yeah. And T-Bone, just, on Rabs, can you just tell us a little bit about, I guess, the impact that he's had over the last month? From all reports, he was disappointed after being left out of the Wallaby squad, but, the very next day, straight down to Brothers, ready to prove a point. I just want you to tell us a little bit about the impact that he's had on the club over the last sort of month.
I was hoping to catch up with him after the game, ideally, but had to just settle with a message. But his efforts in coming back to the club and our team and adding so much was just incredible. He gave up time with the juniors. I think the poor guy had to take about 4,000 photos over a 4-week period, which is fantastic. But never once did you hear him complain or shy away from that. And then I guess for our team, his impact on the field, the calmness, his determination, and wanting to come back and win this with us. It was incredible.
T-Bone, Schultz here, mate. How are you?
Good, Schultzy, mate.
It's been a little while. Talking about Wallaby level players, thinking back to I'm bringing up probably a lot of negative memories for you, but 2019 loss. Jock Campbell did some freaky shit then, and he did some freaky stuff again on the weekend. Do you think those sort of players were the difference, or how much do you love playing against them?
Yeah. I was hoping Uncle Rennie would put him in the team this week. He's a quality player, and just again, high rugby IQ, recognising where players are on the field. He certainly shut down our kicking game. He was always there at the back just to, eliminate any sort of go forward we could get coming out of our end. So, a quality player. Those guys certainly are the difference, but they make a difference, I should say. But, some of those stalwarts at UQ, your Pat Morris, your Connor Mitchells, those guys do some immense things for, full-time workers who love a bit of club rugby.
Yeah, and that seems to be a very distinct sort of difference in the club game nowadays. I think we were talking about it before going live. The fact that, like West, for example, there's been a lot of chat in regards to some of the players they've got, Big Cabus and Jordan Wallace, but it's guys like, your Ethan Dobbins, Liam Usher, Harry Higgins, the guys that have sort of been part of the furniture there for so long.
The guys that are from Brothers.
Yep.
Brothers are coming straight to West.
Some good ring-ins there. No, but it's more like the guys that it is the clubland players that are really starting to set the tone for the standard of club footy that we've seen has just been skyrocketing both in Queensland and New South Wales the last couple of years, yeah?
Yeah, and I think the Super Rugby season does dictate that as well. But, for ourselves, especially for 16 weeks of the season or whatever it was, we had to win those games to put ourselves in a position to play finals. And, it was we had a team photo the other week and there was 30-odd blokes in that from reserve grade Colts that all sort of put on the jersey at some point. So, there's a lot of people and club members that sort of put in effort so that we can get to those positions. And I think it's fantastic that the Super Rugby levels, the Wallaby leveled players are coming back to make that product that we put on a Saturday and Sunday at the moment, like high standards. So, it's those guys that have been there for since November doing pre-season that really do set that tone, because I think they bring the culture or what it means for them as a club member of, Brothers, West, wherever it may be.
Yeah, it's bloody tough to this pointy end of the season, and it's hard to bloody win a final for one. What's your sort of next move next year, T-Bone? Like, you got a young sort of squad there, and to be honest, very promising. And you guys are built quite well this year. What's your sort of movements, and what are your thoughts for next year?
I haven't really sat down to think about it. I've said it, I think after 2019, Schultzy probably can attest to it, that, we'll keep chasing it to try and get one. And
chase the dream.
Learnt on the weekend, learnt the last couple of years that it's very, very hard to get there in the first instance, and it's probably twice as hard to win one. So, not sure yet. Don't know what it means footy-wise, or potentially if I move into a coaching role or something like that.
T-Bone's just got to get through the 4-day weekend of Mad Monday.
Coming out of retirement for that.
Yeah, I was hoping that we might actually be calling into it at the moment. I was like, God, I hope he's deep in Mad
some
Monday.
of his younger peers at the club, like Nick Cross and that, are really, really excited to the next 4 days with you, T-Bone.
Yeah, mate, it should be a bit of fun. We like other clubs sort of hold off till grand final weekend so we can all rip in together.
Oh, man.
And
As long as Ted Postal doesn't rock up.
Oh, man.
He is deadly, mate.
Yeah, he's deadly.
what a great reputation to have.
Okay.
Mate, Tebow,
We've shut the gates.
yeah. Mate, just before you go, you've been club captain for this year. You've been at Brothers since coming back from Melbourne the last couple. Are there any young guys? You talked about the Colts guys being part of the team photo. Are there any young guys who we should keep an eye out for? You'd suspect over the next couple of years be sort of, I guess, knocking on the door of professional rugby that you've seen at the club this year.
I think one guy I definitely think of, he's probably seen as a premier grade, a regular at the moment, is Jonty Conley.
Yes.
But he's only
Is he a Colt?
21.
What?
St. Columba's boy.
He's pretty.
Away.
Really?
You might know better than me.
Yeah, I think he'd only be 20 this year. Yeah. He was a.
He's got a
he
great
came out
build
as
for a
St.
six.
Columba's as a 17-year-old. Yeah. I
He's
think
the
he was like a junior national high jumper. That sort of
He's
stuff.
the 6, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a big
got
jumper
a
this year.
Matt Cobain vibe to him,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Man.
Like
Yeah.
big motor, doesn't shirk contact, but good line-out
He's
option
athletic,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, mate, that is loose. Well,
So he's definitely a guy for the future.
yeah, bloody oath. T-Bone, just before you go, we've had a few people write in a couple of questions for you. One came in from Keenan Tawakapulu, and he just said, how was West Scrums this year?
Sort of-
Mate,
Bit of
learned
shame.
that the hard way.
And then we've got one here.
I only had the
Oh, go on, sorry.
I only had the 16 mils in that day. So
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, sure, mate. Whatever helps you
Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
at night, T-Bone. And then there's just one other question here. It just says, have you been in any good blues with G Money and who won? That came from at OnlyFriends.
Guilty.
Who's G?
Oh,
His brother.
I think I learned my lesson with the big vanilla gorilla. 12.
G Money.
I was about 12 and we were playing touch rugby with some friends, and there was about 400 punches thrown with probably one or two connecting. So, yeah.
And it was on you?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, mate, that is red hot.
Punches and bunches, baby.
Bloody oath, man. All right, T-Bone, thanks very much for joining us, brother. We'll be keeping an eye out for you at Mad Monday next
Hopefully,
week, mate.
Hopefully, no more careers, mate. And it's
Yeah.
all good beers.
No, but that's it, mate. But yeah, we appreciate you jumping on, brother. Thanks very much, man. And we'll wish you all the best for next season, bro.
Thank you very much, fellas. And I just quickly wanted to say a big shout out to the Pig Athletic. What you guys do promoting the game and talking about the club land is, it's big for the sport, and we certainly need it as a rugby product at the moment.
Bless
Brings a
you,
bloody tear to
T-Bone.
my
Thanks,
eye.
man.
How good is that?
Good man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
mate.
You're a bloody good guy. I
Love
don't
you.
know why
Cheers,
Freeney
fellas.
talks all that shit about you,
Yeah.
man. All right,
got
cheers,
a sticker.
T-Bone. Cheers, brother. Round of
Thanks,
applause.
T-Bone.
T-Bone Moloney, everybody.